So, what if the biggest competition in YouTube history wasn't actually a competition at all? Today, we're going to deconstruct Mr. Beast's absolutely massive $5 million challenge. And you'll see how it was secretly one of the most elaborate, high stakes auditions ever put on. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so to really get what made this whole thing so special, you've got to start with the numbers. I mean, the sheer scale of this operation, it just completely redefines what you think is possible for a YouTube video. So first things first, let's talk about that prize. Yeah, the prize waiting at the end of all this wasn't, a new car or some shiny trophy. No, it was $5 million in cash. That is a truly life-altering amount of money, and it was the perfect hook to get literally thousands of people to show up. And who was competing for that cash? Get this, 2,000 people. 2,000, all of them gathered in one single stadium, every single one of them dreaming of winning that prize. I mean, can you even imagine the logistics? Just managing a crowd that big for a competition, it's just mind-boggling. And right from the get-go, the stakes were made crystal clear. Mr. Beast himself announces, 1,000 of you will be eliminated by the end of this video. Just like that. Half the entire field, 1,000 people, gone before this first part is even over. Forget gentle warm-ups, right? This was pure, high-stakes elimination from the very first minute. So how in the world do you even begin to filter a group that huge? Well, you put them through a gauntlet, a series of massive challenges, each one designed to test something different and just systematically chop down those numbers. And it all started with a test of pure, raw strength. So this first phase was basically a 3-part gauntlet. It kicks off with something called the boulder pull, a test of raw, coordinated strength. You had 5 teams of 400 people, and their job was to pull a 10,000-pound boulder across a finish line. And the rule was simple. The last team to finish, you're out. For the 400 people on that red team, their shot at $5 million was over almost as soon as it started. Just poof, gone. But here's where you get that classic Mr. Beast twist. Even though they lost, every single one of those 400 people walked away with $2,000 just for showing up. You do the math, that's $800,000 given away as a consolation prize in the first few minutes. Unbelievable. All right, so the field is now down to 1,600 people. The next challenge switches gears completely. Now it's all about testing the mind. It's called briefcase memory. Basically, contestants get shown a map of safe and eliminated briefcases, and then they have to scramble to grab a safe one. It's this super high-stress mix of memory, pure luck, and thinking on your feet. And just like that, another 200 people are sent home. And this is where you see how they just cranked up the difficulty. For the very last group, the yellow team, the creators did something, well, kind of diabolical. They gave them the exact same map as the team before them, but they only got to see it for a few seconds. It turned a tough memory game into something nearly impossible. So cruel, but so clever. So after those first 2 brutal trials, we're down to 1,400 people still standing. And that sets the stage for the third challenge, flag capture. Now here's the rub. There are only 1,100 flags available. The math is simple and it's totally unforgiving. 300 people are guaranteed to go home. It's basically a game of musical chairs, just on an absolutely epic scale. At first, people tried to be civil. They were working together, calling dibs on flags, and trying to be fair. But like Mr. Beast himself said, that was never going to last. When there aren't enough spots for everyone, cooperation is just a temporary thing, isn't it? Betrayal wasn't just a possibility, it was absolutely inevitable. And then you get one of the most bizarre moments of the whole thing. The host, Carl Jacobs, just shouts, "Yo!" to get the crowd hyped up. But dozens of contestants thought he said go, so they crossed the line early and were instantly eliminated. A single misheard word, and the 31 people lost their shot at millions. Wow, that is just brutal. Okay, this brings us to the final challenge of the day. And this one is the most psychological by far. The game completely pivots. It's not about physical skill anymore. Now, it is a raw test of trust, where one person's decision could wipe out 99 other people. The game really boils down to this one question with a simple, brutal rule. You've got 10 teams of 100 people all standing on these platforms. If just one person decides to step off and take a cash bribe, their entire team, All 99 of their teammates are eliminated instantly. And the temptation just escalated like crazy. The first offer was $5,000. The next, $50,000. And you knew a massive $1 million bribe was probably coming. Now, what's really impressive is that every single team refused that first $5,000 offer. But you could just feel the loyalty starting to crack as that $50,000 briefcase was brought out. The tension was just, you could cut it with a knife. It was almost unbearable. And then, the climax. It was so shocking. While Mr. Beast is literally still explaining the rules for the $50,000 offer, one contestant just can't wait. She jumps off her platform, but here's the thing. The timer for the offer hadn't even started yet. And this quote from a teammate just says it all. She doesn't get the money and we lost? I mean, the heartbreak is just palpable. Because the timer wasn't running, she didn't get the 50 grand. But because she stepped off the platform, her entire team of 99 people still eliminated. They lost everything. All because of one person's absolutely catastrophic mistake. So after all that chaos, all the eliminations, the heartbreak, the betrayal, that's when the final reveal drops. This whole massive spectacle, what we thought was the biggest video in YouTube history, well, it wasn't the main event at all. It was just the audition. And this, right here, is the true genius of the whole plan. Those 1,000 survivors, they weren't winners. No, they were the cast for a 10-episode Prime Video series called Beast Games. So what looked like the world's biggest YouTube video was actually the world's most epic casting call. Think about it. This was never just about giving away money or making one viral video. It was a multi-million-dollar marketing event to launch an entire media franchise, one that's apparently going to include building a city and giving away a private island. The game just got infinitely bigger. So what's the big takeaway here? Well, the entire event really boils down to this one single question. When the stakes are this high, when the prize is literally life-changing, what happens to us? It forces us to look at the real nature of trust, of greed, and just how people behave under that kind of insane pressure. And that's a question that those 1,000 remaining contestants are going to have to keep asking themselves over